Hi, it's I Bring It Every Day with Kelly, and I just wanted to take this time today to talk a little bit about YouTube etiquette, or etiquette on panels on YouTube, more specifically. So anyway, this is a subject that's been kind of weighing on my heart for several months now, and even though this may not be popular, I just want to talk about this subject because I think it's just necessary. And you can let me know in the comments what you think about my subject today. So anyway, one of the things that I love about YouTube, and because I belong to the a creative community like the knit and crochet community, we're very, very social. And when live streaming became very popular on YouTube, we really, as a community, the knit and crochet people really took to it and had a blast with it. So anyway, but these are just some of the things that I've found troubling with panels as of late. And these are just some of the things that I'm just going to mention. So anyway, but the first thing that I want to say is when someone invites you up on a panel in a live stream, the thing that I always try to keep in mind is that it is a privilege. And the one thing that I found is that I think people do abuse that privilege for the following reasons. And this is why I want to talk about this a little more. So number one of the things that I've noticed just first and foremost is that there is disrespect. And what I mean by that is people disrespecting the host by not staying on topic that the host wants to talk about. So number two, maybe taking over the host's channel and running with the subject and not ending the conversation in an appropriate amount of time. So, and I'm gonna build on that a little bit more. So really, when you're doing a live stream panel, number one, you really, as a guest, you want to make sure that you're prepared for that live stream. And what I mean by prepared is, are you dressed appropriately? Are your clothes clean? Are you, not rolling out of bed in your pajamas? Is your hair combed? Just really basic stuff like that. Because you have to think about it. If you're trying to grow your channel, how you present yourself is really, really important to the people who may be seeing you in your channel for the first time. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind. And this is just my opinion. So that's like the first thing. So I'm not saying you have to be a Puritan, but I'm just saying you just want to be covered. You want to be dressed and not inappropriately dressed. Okay. So that's the first thing. And when you show up in someone's basement, you have to make sure that you show your face, so that the person knows it's you and not somebody else, if you know what I'm saying. So the main thing is a lot of people try to not show their face, and that's very disrespectful because the host needs to know that it's you. And so as I've seen, a lot of people are sending the link via social media to keep strange things from happening on their panels, which I totally get now. At first I thought that was a little bit extra, but now I'm seeing the wisdom of doing that. But anyway, and then the one thing that I would always say is your behavior on the panel, like how would you want to be treated when you're on the panel? Would you know what I mean? So if you're going to do something horrible to the host or anybody on the panel, how would you feel if that was you, right? So that's certain things that, or the other question I would ask is, if your mom saw this behavior, would you be embarrassed? Or do you even care? But I'm just saying, this is just kind of a way to put a barometer on the behavior. Okay. Some of the things that I've seen that have been troubling is eating on the panel. And, we don't want to hear you eating, chewing, unless this is a mukbang channel. But I'm not talking about mukbang, but I'm just saying, taking phone calls, or, like sometimes your phone will ring, and I get it. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes you forget to turn, you forget to silence your phone, but you can fix it. You know what I mean? Or so, you can always put your camera down and take the call, and nobody's gonna really like have a, no one's gonna really be shocked by that because that happens. Phone calls. things happen in life, whatever. If you have background noise, like, you can always mute. It's really simple. You can mute your camera. You can turn your camera down, and you can mute. And especially if, sometimes the lawn guy comes by and he's mowing your lawn, and, you know, it happens. So, be respectful of the host in that regard. Let's talk a little bit about self-promotion. When you come to a panel, it is expected that you are going to promote your channel, and that's perfectly appropriate. Now, the question is, how long will you promote your channel? In other words, are you going to take over the whole entire live stream and talk for an hour about your channel when there's other people on the panel? Monopolizing time. So it's like a time thing. You want to make sure that you give the host the respect that they can run their channel, and, you say what you're going to say, and then you zip it. Okay, so there's that. I also want to talk a little bit about foul language. Now, that's up to you if you're into that. I mean, and I'm not a Puritan, and, I'm not perfect in my language, but, when I'm on a panel, I'm going to respect the host and not curse, not eat or drink, and I'm not going to, use illegal substances. I think it's difficult, things like that. You just want to make sure that you adhere to the host's rules of their channel. And I discourage, drinking or using illicit substances, because inhibitions come down and bad things can happen, So if you have a sound mind, it's a beautiful thing, and you can share a lot of information on these panels. Panels are awesome. So anyway, so there's that. So one of the other things in terms of self-promotion I want to talk about that gets a little out of hand is the link dropping. Now, I love Nightbot. I use Nightbot to drop my links of the people that come into my channel, and I love doing that. And I do that as a courtesy to people that come into my channel. But I also want to say that really, to be respectful, you really only have to drop your channel maybe 3 or 4 times in an hour live stream, because ideally people are not going to subscribe to your channel because they don't know you. They have to get to know you. They have to see your work. But, the Nightbot is great as a moderator because it can get your channel name out there. And that's really awesome. But, you just want to make sure that you're not constantly dropping your link. And then the other thing, and I just thought about it, when you enter someone's channel, it is appropriate to greet the host, because you are a guest in their house. Would you walk in your friend's or anybody's house and just walk in and not say anything? Like, it's kind of disrespectful. So anyway, there's things like that. The other thing is just when you're up on a panel with several people, definitely the streaming software does involve a little bit of a delay. So it's hard to maneuver who should speak next, who should speak next, who should speak next. But I think it's really great when it's organic and everybody sort of takes turns, but without talking over the other one. And so, the thing that I would just say is, if you can, just count to 5. It's okay to have a little bit of silence in a live stream. It's okay. It really is. And then everybody can, the beautiful thing is, if everybody shares, then you get to know everybody, and it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, those are some of the panel, tips and tricks that I'd like to kind of share. Now, let me just talk just for a couple of seconds about being a guest, in the chat. So if you're in the chat on a YouTube live stream, the one thing that I would say is, make sure that you don't do any self-promotion in that channel unless the host is fine with it. Once again, it's a respect, because it's disrespectful if you, if you do self-promotion without asking, or do anything without asking, actually. So, and then also give those hosts, positive feedback, like the comments during the chat. I mean, all the things. I think as content creators, people want to see if people are into what they're doing or not. And it's very good. And like I said, in the comments section, I won't say I would discourage doing a thumbs down, But I think if you just say, instead of a thumbs down, you can just say, hey, I think maybe you should have done this. That would be interesting if you did that instead of giving a thumbs down. So shout out to Rich New Designs with your song, people who push dislike on my videos. What's wrong with you? I love that song. Anyway, so I just want to say I love panels, and I want to sort of elevate and uplift people and be positive on my channel, and I hope other people join me. But I just think that we all need to be more respectful, when we're online with these people on panels, because panels can be a blast. You can learn so much, but they can be very troubling because people are not respectful. So anyway, be kind and, continue to love each other in peace. And see you on the YouTube streets. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.